What if I told you the reason Democrats keep losing isn't because their policies are unpopular, but because they've lost the story of America? That's what's happening. And right now, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is showing a way back. He's trolling Donald Trump online with memes, humor, and sharp mockery. And Fox News is panicking. Why? Because Democrats are finally starting to fight on the cultural battlefield, something Republicans have dominated for half a century. Let's take a step back. In the 1930s, an Italian thinker named Antonio Gramsci explained something powerful. Politics doesn't start with laws, it starts with culture. If you can convince people that your worldview is just common sense, you win. Republicans learned that lesson, and they've been using it ever since. Think about Richard Nixon. When he said law and order, what did he really mean? He wasn't talking about crime in general. It was code for cracking down on the civil rights movement and keeping black protesters in line. White suburban voters heard it loud and clear, even though Nixon never mentioned race. Or Ronald Reagan's welfare queen. He painted a picture of a black woman supposedly driving a Cadillac with welfare checks. It wasn't about fraud. It was a racist myth designed to make people angry at social programs. Or when Republicans say, small government. People imagine a cowboy riding free on the frontier. But in practice, it means making government too weak to tax billionaires, regulate corporations, or protect civil rights. See the pattern? They use cultural codes that make people feel. Democrats, meanwhile, often reply with policy jargon. Exchanges, brackets, regulations. Important details, but they don't hit the heart. Now, here's where it gets practical. Let's look at the big issues. Abortion. Republicans say life. Democrats say choice. But choice sounds like paperwork. Democrats could instead say freedom. Freedom to make your own family decisions. Freedom from politicians in your doctor's office. Healthcare. Republicans promise choice of doctors. Democrats talk about single payer and exchanges. Imagine instead saying, freedom from medical bankruptcy, freedom to see a doctor without losing your home. That hits where people live, guns. Republicans say freedom and fighting tyranny. It sounds patriotic, heroic. Democrats should answer, freedom from being shot in school, freedom from fear in the grocery store, freedom to send your kids out the door and know they'll come home alive. That's real freedom. Taxes. Republicans say tax relief. Taxes are a disease and they're the cure. Democrats should say taxes are our investment in freedom, safe roads, clean water, retirement with dignity. Civilization isn't free. Taxes are what we pay to keep America strong. Regulation. Republicans call it red tape. People imagine being strangled by bureaucracy. Democrats should call it rules that keep the game fair. Everyone wants fairness. Do you see the difference? It's not about abandoning policy. It's about framing it in cultural terms that everyone feels in their gut. That's why Gavin Newsom matters right now. By mocking Trump and fighting him on the terrain of culture, he's showing Democrats what's possible. Politics isn't only about charts and legislative roll calls. It's about the stories people tell themselves about who they are and what freedom means. If Democrats reclaim that story, they can win again. If they don't, Republicans will keep poisoning the cultural river with slogans and fear. So the question is simple. Will Democrats keep speaking in policy charts? Or will they speak in the language of freedom, safety, dignity, and fairness? The language that actually wins. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and visit westernrelations.com for more analysis on politics, culture, and democracy.